Hi there, this is Joanne from howtospell.co.uk, and in this lesson you're going to learn the 5 foundation blocks of spelling to help you learn, improve, understand and teach it. Spelling is a complex subject, and to learn and understand it you need to know how history, spelling rules, word structure, letter patterns and sounds are all connected and influence spelling. So let's look at the 5 foundation blocks of spelling and how they're all connected. Number 1, knowing the history of spelling in English. This is one of the most important ways to really understand English spelling and will help you feel less frustrated and annoyed with it. It'll help you understand why spelling has some strange letter patterns and pronunciations like these. And it'll also help you understand why we have silent letters. English and English spelling is a melting pot of different influences and the tribes who conquered and settled here. The Celts, Romans, Saxons, Vikings, French, and the Germanic, Norse, Latin, Greek, French languages all mixed together to make a unique language and spelling system, English. And then later, the dictionary makers didn't care about making English spelling phonetic or easy to spell. They only cared about the history of the word and making it more important looking by including letters and patterns from its Latin, Greek and French origins. Did you know a lot of silent letters used to be pronounced and then became silent over the centuries, but kept in the spellings to show the history of words? For example, the Viking words ni, knock, nat, nash. We used to say these kni, knock, knash. And Anglo-Saxon words daughter, light. The GH used to be a very hard sound. Lock, like lock sound. Sword, sword, we used to say, sword. And we've got answer or answer, depending on your accent. But answer is a later pronunciation. So pronunciation is always changing, but the spelling doesn't change. Number 2, understanding spelling rules and exceptions. Knowing spelling rules and exceptions can help you see why we have strange endings and how and why words change. We've got so many spelling rules that are so important to know, like the drop the E rule, the Y to I rule, the 111 doubling up rule, and many more. Rules are there to help us read and pronounce words too. For example, knowing the difference between dropping the E and 111 doubling up rules help us with understanding these. Can you pronounce them? Understand them? And we've got hoping versus hopping. And this is hoping from hope. Drop the E, add ing, hoping. And hopping from hop, doubling up, keeps the short vowel sound. Hop, hopping. So we've got hope, hoping, hop, hopping. Let's have a look at number 3. Understanding how words are built. Understanding the structure of words and how they're built with root words, prefixes and suffixes is so important. And this can also help your vocabulary and can make you less scared of long words. This involves spelling rules too. And also adding suffixes can change the vowel sound in some words. Okay, let's go to number 4. Noticing letter patterns and historical word roots. This is a very interesting foundation block and is about developing your visual memory for recognising common letter patterns and historical word roots so you can spell and read them instantly. To learn these, make a letter pattern dictionary and put them in sound groups and exceptions. For example, ough, in found, round, ground, pound, sound, hound, bound. And you can make a rhyming sentence. My hound found a round pound on the ground. And we've got match, batch, catch, snatch, but watch. We have the IGHT pattern with a silent GH in right, light, flight, bright. But we also know that the ITE pattern in bite, kite, right, quite has the same sound. Some IGHT words have an ITE homophone partner, right, sight, might. Knowing historical word roots and their word families is a very interesting way of learning and understanding spelling. It's about the visual link and meaning between words, not the sound. So we've got rupt, and rupt is from Latin for broken, fracture, as in rupture, interrupt, disrupt, disruption, erupt, eruption, bankrupt, corrupt, abrupt. It's a great sounding word root and so useful to know the meaning of it, which helps you understand why we have this strange pattern. And we've got the TW pattern in 2, twice, 12, 20, twins, between, twix. And notice how these are related to two in some way. But the two has a different sound, probably because it's easier to say two than twu. In Old English Anglo-Saxon, they had the W in the spelling and most likely pronounced it similar to the Dutch and German. Then it became silent but left in the spelling to show the history of the word and the links between the other twos. Okay, we've got sign. From Latin to mark, indicate, a symbol. Signal, signage, signify, significant, signpost, signature, design, designer, resign, resignation. Sometimes the G is silent and sometimes it's pronounced to help with the pronunciation. Signature and signpost. Okay, well, let's go to the last foundation block, using sound, phonics. This is about relating speech sounds to a letter and letter patterns. Sounding out words is about using sounds to help us spell. But English spelling is only about 50% phonetically regular, so we need the other foundation blocks to help us. For adults, sound is the first bit of a word we have reference for, and the letters and letter patterns that go with these sounds. So a good strategy is to try to hear if a tricky or new word sounds like a word or pattern you know how to spell. And then when you write it, use your visual memory and knowledge of rules and patterns to see if it's right. If you're interested in sound and spellings, then I have a spelling sounds and patterns course on udemy.com. Well, that was a brief look at these important methods to help your spelling. So let's sum up the 5 foundation blocks of spelling. Number 1, knowing the history of spelling in English helps you feel less frustrated with spelling. And number 2, understanding the spelling rules and exceptions will explain why we've got some strange endings. And sometimes the rules help us with the sound of a word and the meaning of a word too, as in hoping and hopping. Number 3, understanding how words are built with root words, prefixes and suffixes. And this will help you feel less scared about long words and will help your vocabulary as well. And number 4, noticing letter patterns and historical word roots. And remember that rupt in interrupt, erupt. Fantastic little word root, that one. And number 5, using sounds and phonics, relating speech sounds to a letter or letter patterns. As we've seen, these are all linked together and you can't learn spelling without knowing all of these. I've gone into detail about all these in other videos, so check them out. And in my books available on Amazon and howtospell.co.uk. Well, I hope you've learnt lots. It's a big old lesson, so keep looking at it, okay? Bye for now.
Created using Powtoon.